네, 안녕하십니까. 5개 또 그 헤드라인 뉴스로 찾아뵙게 되었습니다. 마지막 기사가 좀 2분 정도가 좀 넘어요. 예, 그래서 전체 5개지만 전체 길이는 한 7분 정도 되니까는요. 같이 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
They were once darlings of the retail world, but shareholders of Canada Goose and Abercrombie & Fitch probably got goosebumps Wednesday. Shares of both retailers plummeted roughly 25% in morning trading. In both cases, the culprits were the same: slowing quarterly sales and weak sales forecasts. Shoppers used to line up outside this Canada Goose store in New York to snap up its pricey parkas. But the company posted its slowest revenue growth in 8 quarters, and revenue fell short of Wall Street's targets. What's more, it forecast even slower sales growth for the next 3 years. At Abercrombie & Fitch, executives blamed the stronger dollar for its weak forecast, which sees second quarter sales inching up 2% at best. Its Hollister brand was once a company's shining star, pulling in young shoppers who loved its casual, fun clothing. But that brand posted its slowest rise in same-store sales in 2 years.
I'm angry.
After a successful year teaching languages, these robots in Finland have been taken to the next level, using artificial intelligence to read children's emotions. But it's a steep learning curve.
Are you sad?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I was wrong.
Several models of robot Elias have spent the last 12 months at a school in the southern Finnish city of Tampere. Elias already understands 23 languages, but its creators say mastering the language of emotion will improve learning.
Elias could provide different kind of exercises depending on how the student is feeling. Because emotions have really strong influence on learning. When kids are happy in the classroom, they learn faster.
It works by using inbuilt cameras with an integrated face recognition engine and pre-trained models to recognize some basic facial expressions. They won't be replacing their human counterparts just yet, but teachers at the school saw particular benefits during the trial for less confident children, who didn't seem as worried about making mistakes in front of the robot. The creators are now exploring how other data can help Elias identify different emotions, like head movements, gaze patterns, tone of voice, and touches on its sensors.
Two titans of the auto industry could team up soon. Fiat Chrysler has proposed a merger with French automaker Renault. Fiat says each company would control half. That new group would be the world's third largest car company. Renault said it would consider the deal on Monday. Fiat owns brands from Jeep to Maserati. The new business with Renault would include sales of almost 9 million vehicles. Renault is already partnered with Japan's Nissan and Mitsubishi. However, the alliance has come under strain recently after Carlos Ghosn, the former head of their alliance, was arrested in Tokyo last year and charged with financial crimes. Nissan also turned down a recent proposal to merge with Renault. The French government, Renault's biggest shareholder, gave a cautious blessing to the deal, but it also said any merger must safeguard Renault's alliance with Nissan. Fiat has said under the new plan, Nissan would get a seat on the board. It all adds up to what may be the latest in a flurry of tie-ups by car makers as they try to cope with new technology. Electric cars, self-driving, and new tough emission standards are pressuring the auto world to consolidate. On Monday, Fiat CEO Mike Manley told employees the deal with Renault could take more than a year to be finalized.
Amazon shares have already surged 85% over the last 2 years, but a top-rated analyst at Piper Jaffray says it's still way undervalued. Michael Olson predicts the online retailer stock could soar to $3,000 a share in 2 years. That would be a 65% leap from where it trades now, and it can do so, he says, without big changes to its business. Olson argues the true valuation of Amazon, when you add up its 3 main parts of retail, advertising, and the cloud, is around $1.5 trillion. He arrived at that total by using multiples applied to e-commerce companies instead of traditional brick-and-mortar retailers. The $3,000 prediction is slightly reminiscent of then CIBC Oppenheimer analyst Henry Blodgett's audacious call during the dot-com craze in 1998. Now CEO and editorial director at Business Insider, Blodgett back then correctly predicted Amazon shares trading at $40 would catapult to $400 in 12 months. The stock topped that just weeks later, then eventually sank in the dot-com crash. If Piper Jaffray is right, it'll make Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway look smart. Earlier this month, it disclosed it owned $860 million worth of Amazon shares. Amazon stock rose slightly on the call.
A new treatment is approved for sufferers of a rare and deadly infant muscle disorder, but it comes with a record price tag, more than $2.1 million for a one-time dose. U.S. regulators on Friday gave Swiss drug maker Novartis approval for gene therapy drug Zolgensma to treat childhood spinal muscular atrophy, a leading genetic cause of death in infants. Novartis told Reuters health and pharmaceutical correspondent Caroline Humer the price is right.
Novartis says that it is worth $2.125 million because right now there's treatments on the market that cost almost $500,000 a year already. In this first trial for children who have gotten it, the results have been pretty amazing, really. Everybody agrees that the children who had been predicted not to be able to walk or even swallow or even lift their heads can move around. Some of them can run, they can eat on their own. So compared to what the disease is, it's been somewhat miraculous, they say.
The record price tag is sure to raise eyebrows among politicians and consumer groups already upset over sky-high costs for prescription drugs.
Already, I think we're starting to hear a little bit on Twitter, and we've gotten a bunch of emails from patient advocates saying this is just too high of a price. We'll see. I mean, the company has said that insurers, that payers, the big ones, are ready to pay for this.
But one independent group, the Institute for Clinical and Economic Review, after saying the price was too excessive, changed its mind Friday, seemingly convinced by data on the drug's life-saving results. Novartis is not alone in treating the disease. Biogen has a drug which requires multiple doses starting at $750,000 the first year and $375,000 each year thereafter. And rival Roche is working on its own treatment, which it plans to seek approval for later this year. No word yet on how much that drug will cost.
네, 정말 약 하나를 1년에 뭐 이렇게 치료받는데 돈 10억이 든다니 대단하지 않을 수가 없네요. 예, 사람 생명에는 값을 매길 수는 없겠죠. 예, 전체 기사 밑에 링크에 오시면은 다시 한번 확인하실 수 있고요. 또 핵심 어휘 표현을 갖고 예문을 사용한 것도 같이 있으니까 확인하시면 되겠고요. 그다음에 right to speak 자료를 올려놓는 다음 카페 오시면은 mp3 파일 모든 게 같이 올라가 있으니까요. 오셔가지고 확인해 보시면 되겠습니다. 다음 주에 또 5개의 다른 기사로 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. 수고하셨습니다.